Let's go. What's up, Flobo? Episode 97? 97 of these things? I know I'm always amazed when a new pops off, but I'm just going crazy. It's Wednesday, man. It's almost the end of July, and we're having the time of our lives. And it's your boy, Flobo. You know the deal. Thank you so much for checking out this show and the other shows on the Flopito channels and things I'm getting involved in. What's Up Flobo Classic, currently on Wednesdays and Fridays. And before I begin, just want to say this episode is sponsored by No Name Nerd. Like NoNameNerd.com. Buy yourself a video game jersey or a nerd mask over at NoNameNerd.com. Promo code FLOBITO will get you a discount. A lot of things going on in the personal lives of me, personal lives of your boy Flobo. If you guys know about Comic-Con this year, San Diego Comic-Con, the largest pop culture festival on the planet, they're doing their Comic-Con at home. That's the A in the little circle, at home. And my panel, Strange Bedfellows, which examines the relationship between comic books and pro wrestling, it's in this, I think the panel is in like its 8th year, but it's in my 5th year as a panelist there. It's going to be available online or on YouTube. It's a Zoom call, nothing very crazy, but if you still want to hear perspectives about how professional wrestling and comic books are very, very similar in the storytelling, please check that out. Starting this Friday over at the Comic-Con channel, you can see me do this thing. Because again, I guess people don't really realize this or remember that there was a time where I was a comic book writer. Still would like to be. It's just that when you're independent, comic books are usually financed by the writers. You pay the artist, you pay the letterers, you pay the inkers, the publishers. So it's very expensive to get your own comic book off the ground. But I was able to talk about that. And as from a perspective as a giant wrestling fan and commentator and pundit for wrestling shows all across your digital space. So, yeah, other than that, man, things are great. I just wanted to level with you. A lot of things are happening here at the channel. What's Up Flobo After Hours is a lot more popular than I thought it would be, which is pretty cool. If you build it, they will come. But I had a specific moment yesterday, and I want to share it with you because if you're like me and you're creating something or you want to create something, and for some reason, there's a lot of people who have come forward over the past 6 weeks and so, and it's like, Flobo, you're an inspiration, which I don't want to be an inspiration, but if I am, cool. I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not sure what this is. So I'll walk you through it. So yesterday, Tuesday, Everything Tournament, the pop culture tournament, was one of the best shows ever. If you guys haven't seen it, just hit my Twitch up, twitch.tv/Flobo Boyce, or on here on YouTube on the Pino Max channel. Just type in the Pino Mac. It's a giant pop culture tournament. Also at theeverythingtournament.com. It's a giant pop culture tournament where we try to vote and see which is better in pop culture. Like the Donut won the first one, the Backstreet Boys won the second tournament, the third tournament was won by Super Mario, and we have cool things like Kurt Russell versus Olive Garden or The Rock versus Die Hard as a movie, and it's a lot of fun. And I had a time of my life, but when we hit stop, and I shut down the computer, and I was kind of like, I was kind of bummed. And I'm not sure what that was. I felt like there is a feeling of being really cool and very hyped in the moment, that high, and the show being over. Or it was kind of like, content creation, what am I doing this for? And I went out for a walk, and I thought about it, and I even looked at my horoscope, because even though I don't really believe in that, like how some people believe in it, I do think it's kind of funny that some things kind of align if you let it. And it's June 21st, so Cancer season. My sign is somehow yielding to this Leo season stuff. And I was like, is that something to do with it? I just kind of felt like, okay, empty, Is this what I want to do with my life? Should I become a doctor or lawyer? Maybe it's a pressure of the real world encroaching upon the creative endeavors of which I set aside. I slept on it. I'm kind of over it now. But I thought it was very, very important that every person who is a creative goes through those moments where it's kind of like, man, I don't know. Is anyone watching this? Is anyone laughing at this? Am I the same old act? Do I have to update and review and revamp? There should be a Flopito version 3.0 on the horizon? These are all existential questions. So I did what any grown-ass man would do. Call my mom. I was like, yo, Ma, what's going on? Just checking in, see what's going on. Because my mom doesn't really know this or realizes this, but she is a source of inspiration. I mean, usually I get made fun of for like taking her mannerisms and putting them into jokes, but just talking with your parents, like as I get older, I understand it's a blessing to call both mom and dad. And even though sometimes they may say things you disagree with, or sometimes they just say things you're like, I don't understand what that means. It's just cool the fact that it's still there in your life and could be an introvert and recharge. But even she was down too. So I was like, man, is Neptune in retrograde, bro? I don't know what's going on. But here's what I learned. One, sleep on it. Sleeping on things does help out a lot and puts things in perspective, because I could have easily said, whatever, I'm just going to quit, which would be the one extreme, or two, ignore it outright. Two, convert with people. Say, this is how I'm feeling right now. I know I'm not going to quit the great American novel, but today I only wrote 200 words and I feel oddly bummed out about that. Is there something wrong with me? And it takes someone from the outside of your own dome to be like, what are you talking about? You got 8 billion other shows. In my case, allow me to brag, we have What's Up Flobo on Wednesdays and Fridays, What's Up Flobo After Hours on Monday, where we talked about news and hosting and deeper things, situations that are happening in the world. There's the Everything Tournament, the Pop Culture Festival Extravaganza, every Tuesday nights on Twitch. There is the Wrestling with Wrestling and Wrestling with Your Questions after shows over at Jack Farmer channel on Thursdays. And that's not even counting updating the website of the week, flobito.com, New Amsterdam Radio, and other side projects. So, I'm not going to stop. I think I love juggling the plates. But also, and seeing why the things I want to do in my life, broadcasting, doing things, why it wasn't fulfilling me yesterday specifically, made me think about other things I've been putting off in my life. I had a giant bag of dry cleaning that I hadn't got done since March. And today I was like, you know what? That thing has occupied too much space in my brain. I'm going to do it. I had a pair of pants I had to get tailored. It's kind of disappointing because quarantine got to my thighs, you see, and it's not as coolly fit, slim fit as much as it is just tight. But I got it done because it was bothering me in my brain. And I didn't realize that, but other things outside of the creative sphere had been ignored and neglected for so long, they were starting to encroach. The cool stuff, the funny stuff, where I felt like I wasn't performing on the Everything Tournament. I felt like I was breaking curfew from responsibility on the Everything Tournament, and that was affecting my performance. So if you're having that same kind of thing, if you love baking cookies, but it's not really giving the same joy, take a moment and see, excuse me, take a moment and see, is there something other part of my life I'm forgetting, I'm neglecting, that's making this a lot less fulfilling? In the meantime, though, I'm going to keep on pushing, man. Keep on pushing. I took a very important quote from former late night talk show host Craig Ferguson. And they asked him, hey, you're essentially leaving on top. You're the heir apparent to be the new late show host when David Letterman steps down. Why are you leaving? This is the spot he vacated for eventually Corden stepping. And it's like, anyone can have a bad show. I mean, this is a guy that I didn't appreciate on TV, maybe because his set was kind of wooden and kind of sterile, but he's a fantastic interviewer. I mean, he interviewed Archbishop Desmond Tutu, he says anyone can have a bad show. And then usually the next day you kind of recover and it's all good. But if you're having a lot of shows where you're not happy with back to back, it's time to go. And I've always taken that. And a lot of people say sometimes, hey, Flobo, I can't believe you're quitting right now, or you're quitting on top. And it's like, yeah, if I had a bad show, a bad experience, a bad week, that's great. But if I'm coming in, I'm having regrets that are festering over weeks and weeks and weeks, something's got to change. And so here's something that I built myself. Was I going to wake up this morning and say, forget content, I want to open a delicatessen and make sandwiches for people? No, but I did realize, hey, look, it's about time I start addressing the things that are outside of the fun stuff that was basically saying, you haven't done me yet, bro. You haven't done me yet. And so I want to share that insight with you. 97 episodes of What's Up, Flobo. Not sure what 100's going to look like. I was trying to think of 100 different fun facts for myself, but I'm so open on these shows. There's not much I don't think people don't already know about me that I haven't said through the comedy and podcasts, but I'm still thinking about what episode 100 should be. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. And you can follow me on social media at Flobo Boyce on Twitter and Instagram, at Flobito on Instagram, flobito.com. And there's 2 ways to support the homie during this time. You can buy a t-shirt, a mug, a mask at flowbeto.threadless.com. And if you're a member of Patreon, patreon.com/Flobo Boyce, bonus content coming down there through the pipe. We're talking about bonus episodes of New Amsterdam Radio, backstage photos, just more of an insight to what I'm working on, the projects. Everything is over at Patreon. So many supporters have already moved over there, which I thank you every day for letting me know that I'm on the right track to whatever that promised land is. And yeah, until next time, man, you know the deal. Be yourself. Peace out. And be nice to others.